former director for National Signals Bureau, Kwabena Edu Boahen. Let her know the betu gano or the amount for the breeder to asem.
Abaya di bo techino, sa ba na yebe ba. Sa ba Johnson who yada ba ne be bono.
One security consultant will get like questions are auto to me Edu Boahen wono enya sam ketwa. Nana Yaa Brefo wa react. Saso na Kevin Eko be retailer we open new chapter and someone there to go wono. Afenyo marking. The DAPM in this conversation. Masrawa, so be share video we now be share watching among your comment section. For one subscribe here, Masrawa so be subscribe to Trends GH on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, baby Air Trends GH. 2 days ago, a former director for National Signals Bureau, Dekin Kwabena Edu Boahen. Yes, a letter odibe to guess about 49 million Ghana cedis now. Beneficiaries ne busua odi omudi ebe to ga awochem say. So mu ni no mo your margin still now no omo be prosecute or no. Kwabena Edu Boahen and some of it borders on national security SSM. So and some Edu Boahen or the able to get a man for beach room say and some now it borders on national security SSM and written as some no umuhu the way state to ebedi afa. Now another one security consultant Richard Kumado ono the ochim say and some man for can wait na Edu Boahen kra na ono ankasa and some way no the able to get no. Or the amount for be air to assemble because our questions be emano. Nana Yaa Brefo and so reacted.
Aqua cancel. Where do you see can cancel? I know receipt to one. You can receipt it at home. Was when in Kitwama, they are starting in Kitwama because maybe I know yet, man. Everything about security with him. And to a man, trust him, no as some more Becca will grow. That's a scare you.
No. Nyama na try I was say classified. None of them is a classified information. No. I don't know those who advise him to do it. None of Nyama na try a classified information. But could be a column be or try classify one can what exactly what it is.
So
Nyama or none of them is a classified
National
information.
Security Bureau
things we know already.
He also said in a statement na Babon say and the current president, the special aid, Signals Bureau, Eto Kama.
Is that one of the things they asked him to go and do there? Has he got clearance? Why did he go financing some of those things? It's a matter for him to answer.
But the question is,
you bought a car for opposition member. Did they ask him to go and be doing those things? Or they asked him to go and make sure that in his institution as a signal bureau, he's working to add to the national security
interest. My question is now that the question that comes to mind is then who ordered him to do that?
That is what I was explaining to you. So most of these things before you do, number one, you need clearance from the secretariat, and number two, you need sanctioning. The question for him is who sanctioned some of these expenditures? And who authorized or gave him a clearance for some of these expenditures? And that is the question for him to answer. As somebody who has such a sensitive institution.
And he's actually warning them that, look, if you don't take care of what I'm going to be saying.
We don't care about what they are going to say. Shut your mouth. You have been put in front of a very international organization. If it is your father's business, is that the way you behave?
If somebody also sanctions
your wife giving clearance, does your wife work with the institution? You guys are joking in this country. Everybody misbehaves and they justify it. Who give your wife clearance? Is it Kandapa? Does your wife work with the institution? Yes, has your wife employed? And you're coming to tell us that the things you know, you put it out there. Who killed Nixon? Who killed President Nixon is all over the place. And who shot Donald Trump is all over the place. What is it about what he put out there that borders on national security interests and threats? It has nothing. There is a pure misconduct. You went out of your jurisdiction, spend money on items that has nothing to do with the National Signal Bureau.
Security consultant Richard Kumado just already your questions way now I will demand the answers from Edu Boahen. Now same way na Kevin Eko be details so chim say since this issue ebe to Ghana what some amount for can any questions ni bia omu bisa. And according to Kevin Taylor, bibia ni ho mo a esi in this Edu Boahen case here new because this particular issue no ebiesi pen references are opuli ewo ho mu no eho e na afanyo marking the din ebepiem.
What I want to tell the Attorney General is simple. The Attorney General should just shoot. The Attorney General has made his case. The Attorney General needs to stick to his case. whatever Edu Boahen when it's and that evidence also one, he should give it to his lawyer. At this point, Edu Boahen knows he's going to jail. His lawyer, who is Atachia, who is a former criminal, because Atachia sat at the housing department ministry. He did a lot of deals. I exposed him with facts. Atachia to date, he could not answer those deals he was signing for NPP members. Atachia Segleme Housing told us that some monies were missing and that he did not take the money and that it was his chief director at his ministry. Till date, this Atachia, this criminal, this dark, black, devilish, arching police criminal is this guy's lawyer. So you should know where he's coming from. Now they want to play mind games. And the mind games they want to play and say, they want to take people's mind from the main issue. They want to throw out a couple of unnecessary, baseless memo. Let me tell you, a memo cannot defend you in court. What the Attorney General is holding, the Ekuta Attorney General, the allegation the Attorney General has made, that is what you need to do, respond to. Now, I've seen the MPP people trying to make this conversation about some stupid memo this guy has released. The question here is, the memo the guy has released, does it answer the questions the Attorney General is posing to this guy? And the question I want to ask this guy, Edu Boahen, is simple. All the monies that you paid to the so-called people you said you paid when you were the head of NSB, who gave you the authorization to pay? Because that money is government money. Unless you want to tell me Kandapar signed it off for you to pay. Because if even the national security budget is not published, nobody can just go into the national security monies and just pick and start paying. So I want to ask Edu Boahen, we have heard you. You have a memo. You have paid some monies. Who gave you the authorization to pay those monies? Because if you had not paid those monies, those people wouldn't have gotten the money. Those people on the committee, I don't care about them. Because if the money wasn't available, they wouldn't get access to the money. So the question here is, did the people on the committee, did they pull a gun at you for you to go into government money, to go pick government money to pay them? Because the fact of the case is, all the allegations the Attorney General, Editor Wosono, you have deviated or moved away from the allegations. Now you are telling us your story. If you think you have a story, if you think you have defense, if you think you have facts to prove your case, we are not the ones you are supposed to show memo to. These are things that are supposed to be weapons that your lawyer will use in court. This should be a surprise to the Attorney General. But you know the reason why they are doing this? It is psychological. It is to divert the conversation. It is to cause for public sympathy. That is what they are doing. Now, so we say MPP for argument. Almost say, Edu Boahen position na occupy a very sensitive position, a national security position. And he is not supposed to be going through this. That is the argument from the people who are on the sidelines telling us that they have integrity and credibility and that we should give them another nod to come to power. Abaina ba me ache Edu Boahen. Emma abaina ko yenhwehwemu at the end of the day Attorney General file case at the court. The NPP now omodi akwa we betena office now owie sika no. Omu kacha say we should not follow the money. We should not try and prosecute this guy because a Jumana guy we ye no na a national security job, a very sensitive, and that he handles sensitive information. Oh, really? Now, this story we are talking about, NSB, the same as NCA. They all are under a national security. Now, the same MPP in 2017, 18, 19, who were calling Judge Brefo to jail the appointees and NCA, then under NDC, you know. Today, these people are telling us, oh, Edu Boahen, NSB, he falls under national security or a sensitive position. Now, these are the similarities between Edu Boahen case way and NCA for now, Judge Brefo ejeli. What is the difference between that case and this case? Yakacha say NCA for more under NDC, you know, they did what? They did a lot of misappropriation of funds. They actually did some purchase and asset procurement, which was against the law, procurement breaches. They said a lot of things. Now, NCA for now MPP through Judge Brefo ejeli. What is the difference between a Juma normal year and a Juma na Edu Boahen and the Olusujina court? But their argument is that We should not touch Edu Boahen. Edu Boahen could have sensitive information. Now, one of my NCA no, and I check Jacheba for Tinakunyum, Ejeli Omo, and the Kufuado's instructions. No, not Sanko for no, were they not also in charge of sensitive documents? Look at the similarities in the two cases. Now, both NCA case, which that case you know about, Edu Boahen, Jacheba for Ejeli. NCA for now almost share Edian, almost share Mahama appointee. These are the similarities in the two cases. And remember, the NCA and the NSB, they all work under the national security. So who is making an argument to say Edu Boahen handles sensitive information, so we cannot prosecute Edu Boahen because he has put out some stupid memo. Now, both the NCA case and the Kobina Edu Boahen's case involves allegation of financial misconduct within Ghana's security and regulatory institutions. So the two cases are similar. The charges na yede abo Edu Boahen no, it is not too different from the charges yede bo NCA for na under Mahama ya appoint o mana Ekufuado oba ya through Jacheba for no omujeli omo. Now, one, what were the charges and what are the similarities? Misappropriation of funds. Now, in both cases, officials were accused of diverting large sums of money for unauthorized purposes. In today's case, it's the same thing. Edu Boahen has diverted their funds through unauthorized for unauthorized purposes. NCA for no allegation it was the same thing. You can say they have diverted funds to go do unauthorized things. Now it says Edu Boahen's allegation allegedly transferred $49 million cedis, $49 million for the National Signal Bureau, that is the NSB, to private accounts. While the NCA case involved officials misusing funds meant for cybersecurity infrastructure. What's the difference? National security implications. These are the similarities in the cases. Now, the accused in both cases justified their financial transactions as necessary for national security operations. Edu Boahen's leaked memo claimed that funds were used for intelligence activities, including payments to MPs for passing security laws. Similarly, the NCA case involved contracts for surveillance and equipment. So why are you saying the NCA case, those people who were handling the same information and also those same people who were at the end of the day, the surveillance equipment we were saying were not right the way they purchased and the way they used it. Why are we today saying Edu Boahen there? He handles sensitive information. So we should not talk about Edu Boahen. We should allow Edu Boahen to work because if we don't stop him, he will spill the beans. He can spill the wache. Edu Boahen can spill the wache. The question is, whatever you used government money to do, were you given the authorization and who gave you the authorization? Because Atachia knows you are going to jail for over 30 years. He is trying to muddy the system. He is trying to distract the system. You can spill the wache. The beans is not enough. Add the rice to it and spill it. Because until you spill the whole wache, still, Salah will go on. Similarities in Binye. Political connections. Both cases had political undertones. Edu Boahen's memo suggested that 8.3 million Ghana was spent on an opposition party's election coalition effort, raising concerns about political interference. The NCA case also involves officials with political ties. So how different is the NCA case from this Edu Boahen case? It's the same. The difference that you are trying to create is that Edu Boahen is putting memo out. I don't care about memo. I care about the allegations the Attorney General at the end of the day is putting before the court. Have you answered those allegations? And you are not supposed to answer to me. Your lawyer is supposed to guide you to answer those allegations so that you don't go to jail for 25 years. Abaya di bo techino sa ba na yede bebo ba sa ba Johnson hu yede ba ne bebo no NSB nipa we Edu Boahen obetima ne ho obetima Johnson ho obetima afi aba na yede bo techino sa ba na yede bebo ba so he can spill the wache. Nobody cares. What I care about is what the Attorney General is going after. The Attorney General is being paid to go after criminals, and the Attorney General is being told to go with the fact. So the fact is what we are looking at, not your memo. Your memo can defend you. I give it to your lawyer to defend you in court. My mention is here in 2020. Afenyo Markin Kasongo 99. He spoke on the NCA trial. He spoke and he told us their stand as MPP. This is Afenyo Markin in 2020. Today, they are making a different argument.
It is a court, not a political party. I've heard some lawyers making their own commentary about this, I would urge them strongly that any disagreement thereof, they should quickly file the appeal and get the system running.
Okay.
It is the best way to go any day. To me, the people out there must not see this as a political issue. The NDC as a party must not, go on that tangent that because these were appointees in the NDC era, we think this or that. After all, Abu Gapele was a member of parliament, an NDC senior member, but it was in the NDC era that he was tried and eventually jailed. So let us separate politics from crime.
So what they are saying exactly by what you just mentioned is that there's a lot of it happening now, the corruption you are pointing to, which led to this people being put on trial. And they say the real test of your fight against corruption is not prosecuting former appointees, it's prosecuting appointees within your regime.
Okay, so that now takes us again back to politics and speculation. Is it that they have filed a complaint with evidence of corruption or evidence of criminal conduct, and the Special Prosecutor's Office has failed to act on it?
Here, Okotina News File, May 6th, 2020. He was telling Ghanaians, say, as some about NCA case, it is more of a political we end this before a political issue. And you're political. He said we should separate politics from crime. That time na NCA for Juma under John Mahama 2016 or 2017. They were prosecuting them. After the market sat on News File, said no. We should separate politics from crime. Today they are telling us that Boahen occupied a sensitive position and that this is a witch hunt and that the Attorney General does not know his job. The Attorney General is just attacking the guy. The way they think, the sense of entitlement. The sense of entitlement. Say, nobody should talk about them. But when it is the other side, they have the right, the moral right to speak on it. These are the things I tell you about. These are people you cannot trust as a political party. This same Kasongo 99, aka Afenyomakin, if you sit him down and ask him about Edian and about Edu Boahen Asemna, he's going to tell you, something, John Mahama, he wants third term. That is why he's doing this. Wait, Jimmy, because he knows the followers of the party, majority of them are ignorant.
Kevin Ekobedu Taylor, NAF security consultant, Richard Kumado, and Yaa Brefo, and some way now Omodiabe Tuja Ebano, former director for National Signals Bureau, Dekin Kobana Idubuahin, Nasama Odibe Tuja, Unudio Muche, say, security consultant in the Crampo Chema, Idubuahin, wine and a man permission said. Sasikano I omofema do support. Now why crowd the signature papers so when it comes to this sikaho ense we are. Nanye biano kandapa na oma ono Idubuahin na wife that contract no an answer then. Just say no question for the boss. Just say Idubuahin also beji ne ho ano ewo ho. Ebusa hyewa adwema me or comment section ho na share video we ma afoforo so ensa enkebi. Akra.